Hello everybody, this is GY here and welcome to the 5th episode of Come On La. Today I'm going to talk about the new lineup for the Central Executive Committee for the PAP. I think the key changes, there are two key changes. First, Desmond Lee took over from Heng Swee Keat as the party's chairman, and second, Ong Yi Kang is now the treasurer of the party, taking over from K. Shanmugam. We have two new members who are co-opted, Chee Hong Tat, and he's also taking up the appointment as he's also taking over as assistant treasurer. And we have Associate Professor Faisal Ibrahim. He is the newly minted acting minister in charge of Malay Muslim Affairs, so he's in the CEC as well. I think the most significant thing this time round has to be Desmond Lee taking over as the party's chairman. He was previously the Assistant Secretary General alongside Chan Chun Sing, so Chan Chun Sing remains as Assistant Sec Gen, whereas Desmond Lee has been elevated into chairmanship. So, which is better? Which is higher? I would think that being the chairman is of more significance this time around. Why? Because you see, the past chairman, we have Heng Swee Keat, we have Gan Kim Yong, who is still a DPM. Okay, and Heng Swee Keat was the DPM. Of course, by the time he took over as chairman, all of us know that he is facing out lah. Okay, so to speak, he was once the front runner, and now slowly he transited out. But Desmond Lee is, to me, this is a promotion for him from assistant sec gen. And if I'm not wrong, the chairman is the number 2 man of the party and not the assistant sec gen, unless the assistant sec gen is like the anointed one. Otherwise, the chairman is the number 2 man. So I think this is a sort of a reward for Mr. Desmond for his performance in the GE, whereby he did well. He managed to secure 60% of the votes against a very strong team, the A team from PSP. And he has walked out of the shadow of former Minister Iswaran. Remember that during GE 2020, Desmond Lee was the second anchor minister. So the team captain then was Iswaran, and they won by 2%. But this time around, he managed to make that margin so big. It's 20% margin, 60% against 40%. So I think this is a sort of a reward for doing very well. Then I think Chee Hong Tat has been co-opted, and immediately he takes on the appointment of assistant treasurer from Ong Yi Kang. I don't think there's any surprise. I think Chee Hong Tat is also one of the key men to watch from this 4G slate. I think he will be given more appointments or important appointments in the future. No doubt about that. Associate Professor Muhammad Faisal Ibrahim, I think it is logical, or it's only right to get him into the CEC alongside Masagos, whom he took over as the Minister in charge of Muslim Affairs. I think it is important to the party, at least, that the Minister in charge of Muslim Affairs sits in the CEC and continues to provide inputs alongside, of course, Masagos, who managed to keep his appointment as a party vice chairman. But I think vice chairman, is it important? I think not so important as assistant secretary general for sure, but it is really a post that is or rather is still a significant appointment within the party. He's like chairman, vice chairman. Okay, so he still is important, but not so important. But I think now all eyes are on Faisal Ibrahim. Okay, I think he's the voice, the recognized voice for the Malay Muslim community, and I think he will continue to do so. Also in the cabinet, other than the cabinet, he will also be the voice in the party's highest decision making body lah. Okay, I think that's the plan. In fact, the last time we had two Malay Muslim representatives in the PAP CEC was, I think, quite some time ago. I think it was Yaakob Ibrahim and Masagos. Okay, whereby Masagos eventually took over from Yaakob Ibrahim as the minister in charge of Malay Muslim affairs. Interesting to note, Nam Pin Bin is still a member despite losing in Sengkang. So perhaps there are plans to fill him in the next election. But if I'm not wrong, he will be perhaps reaching 60 years old or late 50s lah. So I'm not too sure what's the plan for him. But again, I think the party CEC election is every 2 years, so things may still change. And surprise, surprise, Lee Hsien Loong remains as a member. So Lee Hsien Loong is like, Lau Tia Kiang, right? Lau Tia Kiang is also a member of Workers' Party CEC lah, because he's the most senior guy lah. So to tap his experiences, so I think Lee Hsien Loong, again, as a former SecGen, he's there to so-called, give his 2 cents worth lah. I mean, there's no such post as a SecGen mentor, right? So I think being a member and a former SecGen is enough lah for him to voice his views on how the party should be run, or certain decisions that the party wants to undertake. I'm sure he will provide very valuable inputs lah, or advice to Lawrence Wong. Okay, so I think that's all I have tonight for this episode. So I will come back again pretty soon. I don't think we'll wait another 10 days. So in the meantime, please continue to share and like and follow this podcast. And see you again soon. Bye.